26. It is often recommended that you let your car engine run idle to warm up before driving, especially on cold winter days. While the benefit of prolonged idling is dubious, it is certainly true that a warm engine is more fuel efficient than a cold one. Explain the reason for this. All right. So kind of like life experience here, right? For everyone that drives out there. We should drive on a warm engine because a warm engine is more fuel efficient. So we basically just have to tackle this idea that why should we warm up the car before driving, especially on cold winter days? Now, they said that the benefit of prolonged idling is dubious. What does dubious mean? Ooh, SAT word. Did anybody just have like flashbacks? Terrible flashbacks of the SAT? Dubious means doubtful. So meaning that no real, I guess scientific measures can actually prove that there's a benefit of prolonged idling. So it's pretty doubtful, not certain. But it is certainly true that a warm engine is more fuel efficient than a cold one. Okay, so looks like we're all dealing with temperatures, right? Warm versus cold. So it doesn't really matter which way we go about it, whether we talk about what happens when we increase temperature or what happens when we decrease temperature. I guess since we're trying to make it better for ourselves, that a warm engine is better, let's talk about what happens to the engine when it's getting warmed up. So there's an increase in temperature. Okay, so when there's an increase in temperature, what's happening? Well, in order to put it into perspective, right, there are liquids in your engine that basically lubricates the engine so that it works better. And that all comes from, the certain liquids, right? So in this case, let's just pretend that we just have those liquids in a container, right? And let's just say that for right now, they're pretty close together, right? I'm still classifying it as a liquid, so it's not really, really close together, or else that would be a solid. But they're able to pass each other, right? They're able to move, which is what I'm representing as by these little lines here, that they have the ability to move. Okay, but now what happens after I raise the temperature? Well, when I raise the temperature, let's just draw that container out. Are the molecules going to be moving faster or slower? Yeah, they're going to be moving faster, and they're going to be getting more farther away from each other. Maybe I'll just do that. And the movement of them is much larger. So those lines should be getting longer, just to emphasize that they're moving faster. So there's more movement. There's more motion. There's more movement. So, in terms of kinetic energy, right, kinetic energy is the energy of motion. So if you're raising your temperature, you are increasing in your motion, which in turn will increase the kinetic energy. Now, there's always a tug and pull between kinetic energy and intermolecular forces. If you are able to flow freely and move around freely, your kinetic energy is surpassing the intermolecular forces that are holding those liquid molecules together. If you are closer together, you have more interactions. But as you are starting to get that more motion in, raising the kinetic energy, those interactions are being surpassed. And it's only when those molecules are closer to each other that you would have more intermolecular forces, which is IMFs. But as you're raising the temperature up, you are surpassing those intermolecular forces, making those molecules able to move. And if we are talking about it in terms of a liquid, more motion, right, means more flow. the liquid is able to flow freely or, move more freely than it used to before. So let's just keep flowing through. No pun intended, I guess, right? But if you have more flow, what does that have to do with viscosity? Well, viscosity is all about resistance to flow. If something is high viscosity, think honey or molasses, that liquid is so slow in moving, as opposed to water, who's flowing all over the place. It has a lower viscosity. So if you are freely flowing, your viscosity is going down. You are going to be less viscous. You are less resistant to flow. And since we're bringing it back to that warm engine, right, we are able now to use those liquids that are in the engine to flow and to lubricate. So this will be able to lubricate the engine better and make it run better, as opposed to if you had a lower temperature, not as well lubrication is happening because those liquids are not going to be flowing as great. And this whole thing in a nutshell is basically what's going on when you let that car idle and get it warmed up. So I think we answered the question, right? It just said, why is a warm engine more fuel efficient than a cold one? It's all because you're decreasing that viscosity. Those liquids are able to flow more, lubricate the engine better, and then you will be more fuel efficient. And that's it. I hope this helped. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for viewing the video. Subscribe to the channel to help us out. We're almost at 35,000 subscribers. It's absolutely incredible, and I thank each and every one of you. You guys are truly appreciated, and I hope we're helping you out with this content. My brother and I, we're so appreciative of all you guys, and let's just keep learning, all right? So I'll talk to you in the next lesson. Have a great day. Bye-bye.